Welcome to the channel. I'm Kay, and today's swatch sesh is more of an end of summer type of video because I think that all of the brands have at this point already dropped their summer collections. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of like compile and gather what I think were the best, like the tippity top tier individual nail polishes that dropped this summer of 2025. So with that said, let's get into the sesh and check out these outstanding summer nail polishes.
Do you guys ever think about dying by apocalypse polish? We kick off the sesh with a new to me brand and this amazing thermal polish. We're starting off in the Codez state though, which is a blackened color, and within that base is a very obvious and generous amount of blue shimmer, which essentially just makes this Codez state appear as a darkened blue color. That first coat coverage was definitely nice, but we do have to move on to a second to even this out. And being new to this brand, I'm realizing that the formula feels nice. I don't have any complaints. Nothing is really standing out or ruining my experience here. And apparently the brand provides my favorite type of brush, which has the curved tip. But now that we're done here, let's check out the thermal action. The water was hotter than I expected there, but as you can see, warmth turns the base into a really cute bubblegum pink color. Isn't that nice? The color combo is so neat to me, although I would have preferred a basic black instead of all of this blue we have going on. That's just me though, and regardless, I still fully dig this look. Overall, this one made my top summer drop list because I think the color combo is pretty unique. Personally, I had never seen a pink to black thermal transition from another brand. Flaming Hot Cheeto Dust by Death Valley Nails. Next up in the sesh is Death Valley Nails and their take on a Flaming Hot Cheeto Dust. And this is literally nail seasoning, you guys. I love when Death Valley Nails does this. So let's break down these ingredients. We seem to have a colorless base packed with gold shimmer, red and orange matte glitter, and flakies that shift between blues, teals, and green tones. As you can imagine, it's a little bit chunky, but application feels fine. The chunkiness is not hindering my experience in any way. And notice how those elements are falling into place. They spread out pretty nicely across the nail, but you may need to dab a little bit here and there. If anything, very minimal dabbing though, especially if you pack the brush with a nice amount of formula. For these types of polishes, I like to stop at 2 coats because I want to see through to my nails just a little bit. And at this point, let me ask you, are you getting the vibe? Did I just eat Cheetos or did I swatch nail polish? Check out the flash of blue we get from the iridescent flakies. It's actually a good little contrast to this orange color, and it just glams up the whole idea of having Cheeto covered fingertips. Death Valley Nails did it again. I am once again asking this brand, please stop. And by that, I mean never ever ever stop. Sorbet by ILNP. Moving on to our first jelly, because yes, we do have another jelly, but sorbet is part of ILNP's Sweet Escapes collection. And what we have here is a very simple but very refreshing. It's a bright neon pink jelly, which really stood out to me. Honestly, this whole collection did, due to its sheer vibrancy. Now, I joked around in my swatch and review of this collection drop saying that this was the Sharpie highlighter collab because the colors really do resemble highlighters, and Sorbet would be the pink highlighter. It is quite a vibrant and bright pink tone that unfortunately is not being 100% captured by my camera. And also keep in mind, this is the type of jelly that is milky to the point that you can essentially cover up your nail line with additional coats. As you can see here, this end result is after only 2 coats, and my nail line is barely even visible. Now it is a neon, so turning on the black light makes this polish glow really strongly in a pinky reddish orange type of color, which is always a nice little bonus. ILNP joining the plain jelly game last year was so exciting to see, and this year the entire Sweet Escapes collections just blew my mind. So of course I had to include some of them in this top summer drops list. Guided Light by Cracked Polish. Alright, so do we want the good news first or the bad news first? Let me go with the bad. So unfortunately, this polish is no longer available. It was made for Hella Handmade Creations June event, but you may find it in a D-stash. Best of luck to you, of course, if you're on that hunt. So what we have here is a teal base that gives off a subtle metallic vibe, and within it, we have these stars of the show, those silver holographic glitters in multiple sizes, which I so appreciate because having this variation in glitter size not only increases visual interest, right? But I personally think it makes the end result appear more refined. Note that it is not a one coater, and this is the type of polish that looks best in full coverage. Luckily, 2 coats was enough for me, so just keep that in mind. At this point, you can see how everything comes together. Do the glitters stand out in a main character type of way? Not really, but it doesn't seem to me like the maker had that intention. It seems like the idea here was to get a scattering of pops of rainbow colors within an opaque base, and I have to say it seems to work really nicely in the end look here. Sour Apple by ILNP. Question: has anyone been keeping count of how much I have posted Sour Apple since it dropped? Trust me, I know I've been showing this a lot. I should just recycle my swatches at this point to use for other videos, but what we have here is a Sorbet sibling. This is part of the Sweet Escapes collection, and this polish immediately had my heart squealing with joy due to mainly 2 things. The formula, it's a jelly, and also the color, which is this neon green color that I had never seen in other brands' catalogs, at least not in jelly formulas. So, as with Sorbet, you can see the milkiness of this particular style of jelly formula. I would actually love to hear from the jelly lovers. Do you like this type of milky jelly, or do you prefer the more translucent glass-like jellies? Remember, it is a neon, so under UV light, we get a strong green glow. This is actually a polish I've worn about 4 times since it dropped. It's absolutely getting the love that it deserves, and for all of these reasons, even though I've shown this polish multiple times on the channel, it definitely deserved a spot in this video as well. My niece calls this Ocean Sparkle by Death Valley Nails. Moving on to another polish that is no stranger to the sesh. There was no way I could leave this one out of the top summer drops list because, I mean, just look at it. It's spectacular, and what makes it so spectacular is the seasoning ingredients we have here, starting with large multi-chrome iridescent flakies that shift from pink, to orange, yellow, and greens, but the best part of this mix, in my opinion, are those metallic blue shards. That particular tone of blue is so eye-addicting to me. It's giving like cerulean blue. It's stunning, and the end result as a whole is also just a vibe. The slight note of pink pops aside, that blue is so cool. Let's check this out over a black, where the blue shards just aren't as visible. The black color really dominates, but what we do see more of are those pink and orangey colors coming from those flakies, since the black canvas is providing some good background support for that. This polish to me was the nail seasoning of summer 2025. If it hadn't been for this brand, I wouldn't have gotten my nail seasoning fix this season. Port 6666 by Mooncat. Or is it 6666? Wait, or maybe 6666. Here we have a polish that is part of Mooncat's latest collection drop, the Welcome to Paradise collection. And what we have here is a multichrome magnetic that shifts between magenta pink and purple. And all of this is in a blackened navy base. I realized I'm getting such good coverage that I decided one coat was enough here. So here we're seeing that pink and purple magnetic pigment is off the clock. It's chilling. It's just spreading and mixing itself with the base, creating this purple look, which is actually beautiful as is. Like, you can definitely rock this unmagnetized. Let's check out what color lightsaber we get, which is of course purple, and this is after 2 coats. It is so edgy and dramatic, especially against that darkened navy base. They did a great job adding as much magnetic pigment as they did. We got a generous hand here. And now the velvet effect, or bottomless pit of nail polish look, as I like to call it, because it just looks like a void. I will never get tired of looking at velvet styles. And with this one, we get the flash of purple head on. And of course, you get that 3D effect and movement as the nail changes directions. This was definitely my favorite from the Welcome to Paradise set, so I think it deserves a top summer drop title. TLDL, here we have what I think were the most outstanding summer nail polish drops of this year. Let me know what your summer favorites were. I'd love to take a peek at your recommendations and see what other amazing drops I might have missed, and I don't know, maybe I will pick up some extra ones. All of these, except for Guided Light, are available for purchase as of the filming of this video at least. So thank you so much for keeping your cutie little eyeballs on this channel. I do hope you have the best day ever, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching so much. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.